with the YouTube link, but we should be good to go now. Sorry about the technical difficulties, YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube. Let's see if we're up and going now. Yep, should be good now. Yep, we're good now. So for any of you that missed the intro on YouTube, I apologize. I'm not perfect. I made a mistake and plugged something in incorrectly on the back end. So I'm here with Chris Dunn from Deadly Tattoos. We're not going to start completely over, but Chris, thank you for joining us today, and thank you for agreeing to this.
Thanks for having
me. So let me ask you this. How important is it to you to work in a second medium? You do a lot of painting, you do a lot of drawing. How important is that as far as the artwork that you create and the tattoos that you design?
I think it's really important to jump out of your norm, really. I mean, working with wood or paper or really anything other than tattooing is just, it's good. I don't know, just good mentally. It's good. I mean, obviously not everything you draw can translate to a tattoo. So, I mean, having the freedom to do, you know, way more technically, what am I looking for here? Technically drawn things that you couldn't tattoo. I just think it allows a lot more freedom, creative freedom to express yourself through other mediums.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, do you have a preferred second medium to work in, you know, outside of tattooing? I know you do a lot of work with liquid acrylic, some watercolor stuff. You know, I've seen you do some colored pencil renderings, which were amazing. Do you have a favorite one to work in?
Yeah, probably liquid acrylic.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
any reason why?
I don't know. I just, when I got into it, I think it was about 2015, I started painting with FW liquid acrylic, Amsterdam liquid acrylics. And I guess I've got a bit more roots planted in that sort of medium. So, I mean, I guess more comfortable.
Oh, but, okay, fair enough.
But as far as, I just recently switched to painting on wood with liquid acrylic, and I find it's a lot more fun, a little bit more challenging in a sense of layers than like traditional Arches paper, like a Arches watercolor paper. And I mean, you don't have to frame it. It's nice. It's just paint it, seal it, and hang it. So.
Now, when you're working on wood, do you generally have to coat your wood first? Or I've never used liquid acrylic on wood before. So.
You can. I've been told you can gesso it. Just throw a layer of gesso on it, and then just give it like a really soft sand, like a low grade sandpaper. But I've never really done that. I've given it like a light sand, just so that it kind of opens up the wood a bit, so it absorbs more of the paint. But as far as coating it before, I've never really done that. I've just kind of went in, did my drawing on it, and then painted away, and then seal it with like a gloss at the end.
Awesome. Great. Have you noticed any kind of a correlation between, even subject matter wise, between the paintings that you do and the drawings that you do and the tattoos that you produce?
Some, yes, but as I said before, it's kind of nice to step out of that like tattoo. I mean, everything I paint is roughly what I would like to tattoo, but it's far more detailed, a little bit more intricate in composition than I would want to tattoo or feel comfortable tattooing at this stage. But I think I'm allowed a little bit more freedom in a sense of just doing what I want, paint it, put it away, or crush it in, you know, one sitting. But I mean, I think there's just a little bit more freedom in that, where I can just, you know, detail the fuck out of it, or not. It doesn't have to directly relate to tattooing, but I mean, I primarily do tattoo related subjects just because that's what I like, and that's what I like to have hanging or enjoy painting, I guess.
Okay. So now we get into some of the more nitty gritty questions. How would you categorize the style of tattoos that you do? Right. Some might call them more neo-trad. Some might call them more illustrative. Some are definitely more along the lines of fine art tattoos. Some are more graphic. You know, would you say that you generally stick to one specific category or style or type of tattoos, or do you kind of bounce around and do a whole bunch of different stuff?
I would say I stick more with illustrative. I kind of stay in my lane in that sense. I mean, it is fun to do the traditional, the occasional traditional tattoo, if I'm asked to do it, but I don't really want to do that on the regular. It's nice to kind of throw it in. It's definitely out of my wheelhouse. I don't really draw that way, but my apprenticeship kind of taught me to do traditional, new school portraits, you know, little tiny dot work bangers. Just kind of not to like pigeonhole myself, but as I kind of go through the years of my career, I find myself doing primarily illustrative.
Awesome. So based off of the artwork that you post, which is awesome. I mean, I have screenshots saved from what, 3-4 years ago of like, oh man, I want to draw a lotus flower like that. You know, and I keep thinking back, you had one lotus flower that was done in colored pencil, I believe, that was just, it blew my mind. And then you did like a whole series of goldfish. That was awesome. That inspired me a lot. Those were ink paintings on looked like almost stained paper.
Oh yeah,
really awesome.
Thanks,
yeah.
Man.
But based off of the work that you post, what led you towards that more illustrative style of tattooing?
I gotta say it's deadly. I mean, I heard of I got wind of Deadly a few years after I moved to Calgary, and I was just blown away. I mean, I couldn't believe that I hadn't heard of them when I moved out here in 2012. I think it was maybe 2 years into working out here that someone came into the shop that I was working at, and they had a tattoo from James, and I was just fucking blown away. I was like, holy shit, who did that? And he's like, oh, James Tex, just up the road. And I was like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? And then he's in this city? And he's like, yeah, check his Instagram, check his shit out. And then from that day, I was just blown away. And then I think at that point I did more, I was into more portraits, more like kind of creepy black and gray kind of stuff. And from that day, I just kind of just switched. I was like, I don't want to copy, do portraits anymore. Just kind of try to duplicate someone else's photo or art. I just wanted to kind of draw my own. So yeah.
Awesome. So if you had to pick like one element in the tattoos that you do, that you really try to emphasize in the stuff that you create, whether it's, you know, value, whether it's, you know, color or depth, contrast, maybe line weight, or maybe it's composition, what do you really try to focus on whenever you're designing a tattoo for someone?
I would say first would be composition, just to fit it to the body. That would be the first, I guess, building block to drawing. But it really depends on the client too, like the direction they want to go with the tattoo. If they want to do color, then it's I'd really like to play around with temperatures, underlighting. just kind of set the mood for the tattoo. But I don't know. I would say, yeah, composition would be first and foremost.
Awesome. Now, so I noticed in a lot of the stuff that you do, a lot of the tattoos that you have posted, you have a lot more monochromatic work, a lot of black and gray stuff, some with a limited color palette. Maybe you'll have an accent of like a golden yellow or, a red. Do you prefer to work with more of a limited color palette and more monochromatically as opposed to working with a full wide range of colors? Or is that just what people generally tend to request from you?
Tattoo wise or like sketching wise or painting, I guess. Would it be art related or like tattoo related?
All of the above.
All of the
All
above.
of the above.
I would say monochromatic. There was a book in our shop when I was an apprentice by Joe Cap. And he explains why he does colored pencils. And from that, I was like, oh, I get that. I mean, you draw in black, you're focused on it. You don't really, you see more mistakes or it's more permanent. I guess that was the lesson in what he was saying. So, I mean, colored pencils, I find my brain relaxes a lot more. So, I mean, monochromatic to me, it's a lot easier to get the rough sketch going, get the composition flowing. And I guess it kind of carried out. I mean, I've done a few paintings that have just been monochromatic, and I'd like to say it's probably laziness. It's just, I make a wash and I'm like, I wonder what that, what the painting would look like if I did it as like a sketch where it was just monochromatic. I found it's just, I don't know. I guess I like it. It's just what I was into. I guess I kind of go through little stages of, full color or a complementary color or a monochromatic. Just, I guess, what I'm feeling that day or that week or that month. No specific reason in general.
Awesome. Who would you say some of your biggest influences are? Whether art, fine art related, tattoo wise, doesn't matter. Who are some of the people that you really look up to that really drive you and inspire you, to create new stuff all the time?
Well, I'd say the crew here at Deadly, James, Anthony Tex, Dino, Shane Ford, Andrew Wheeler, Dan Cameron, who else? Dave Knight, Evan Dowdle, my buddy Mike Miller back home, my mentor, Psycho Dave. Who else? I mean, the list goes on, but I mean, yeah, I mean, it's mostly illustrative driven. Like all those guys, they kill it, they crush it.
Awesome. So looking at a lot of the stuff that you have available, stuff that you've posted up on social media, do you generally tend to prefer to work with smaller one-shot tattoos, or do you prefer to work, I know James is notorious for having a lot of larger multi-session pieces, doing full body suits and back pieces and stuff like that. Do you prefer to work bigger or smaller in scale?
I prefer large scale projects. But I mean, I love doing one-shot kind of tattoos. Something that takes 3-4 hours or 3 to 6 hours, depending on how the client sits. But I do like to work large scale. I find it's a lot more challenging, with that being such a large canvas on the body. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of half and half, really. I mean, I'm not above doing small tattoos, and I'm not, yeah, I guess I really like it all around. I mean, as long as I'm tattooing, I'm happy.
Awesome. As I think most of us are, as long as people are coming in through the door, we're staying busy, we get to work on some fun stuff. That's ultimately what matters, right?
Exactly.
So now I'm getting into some of the more challenging questions that I have for you. What are some of the biggest challenges you've faced in your art career, and how have you overcome them?
Fuck. Draw some more. Keep drawing. Anytime I hit a wall on a drawing, or I get like artist block or drawing block, I don't know. I look at artists that I'm inspired by, and then that just kind of sparks a flame. Or reference books I have from various artists. I would just say keep drawing. I mean, try not to get frustrated. I know that's such a simple thing to say, but yeah, I mean, just try not to hit that wall. And if you do, I mean, fuck, go for a walk. Don't get too angry. Don't stab things. Just yeah, just come back to it. Just work on another project, and yeah, I don't know. Just keep drawing. Really, that's all it is. Just put the pencil to the paper, or the iPad pencil to the iPad.
Awesome. And what are some of the challenges you've faced concerning your tattoos? You know, as we all, you know, start our career, we struggle with certain things. You know, maybe it's you know, working with getting full color saturation. Some people may struggle with lines and line work. Some people may struggle with contrast. Is there anything specific tattoo-wise that you've really had to focus on, or anything that's really been challenging to you as far as tattooing has been concerned?
Yeah, I mean, I guess every day it's a struggle every day. I mean, I don't know. I'm freaked out every time I do a tattoo. I'm always stressed. So I mean, I would say all of the above. I just try to keep myself on my toes, and everybody's skin's different. So I mean, really, that's always in the back of my head, especially, you know, new clients that come in. I really have no idea what I'm getting into. So I don't know. I guess try to wing it. See what happens.
Awesome. And what are some of the current challenges that you're facing as far as, you know, art, design, tattoos? As we all hit certain levels, we all end up facing different challenges, whether it's continuous motivation or inspiration. Maybe it's working on something more technical. I know I struggle with human anatomy. Like, that's one of my biggest issues that I'm constantly trying to work at and get better at. Do you find yourself encountering any kind of challenges now that maybe you didn't face earlier in your career?
I would say I'd probably hit it on, yeah, anatomy. Anatomy is pretty difficult. It's pretty hard. Human anatomy is very difficult. That's something I wish I did more of, or I should do more of, is take more like life drawing classes to help me out. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, even just animals, they can be pretty difficult to draw, depending on what they want, right? I mean, you can only draw a tiger or a fox so many times before you're like, how can I fucking make this different? Right? So it's like, instead of the standard, just, or
right.
Try to make it different, try to make it more dynamic, try to get it at a different angle, different lighting, different just different anything. Just try not to have try not to draw the same tattoo for someone that someone else has. But I'm just give me a minute here. I'm just gonna hit the washroom real quick.
Sure thing. Not a problem at all. Yeah. Once again, for those of you that are catching this on YouTube, looks like we only have a couple of people watching right now. You know, I do apologize about the delay in broadcast there. Looks like we are up and running, and I am sorry about that. That was completely and totally my fault. I plugged something in incorrectly. So that was definitely my fault, and I do apologize for that. Looks like I didn't hit up the Facebook as well, which is weird. but Chris will be back in just a minute. If you guys have any questions, anything that you would like me to ask, please, by all means, type it in the chat box. I do have that open and I am keeping an eye on that. If you have any comments or anything like that, yeah, please, by all means, type it in. Let me know. I'll be more than happy to pass that along for you.
Sorry about that.
That's all good. Looks like we don't have anyone asking any questions or making any comments in the chat. Does appear though that we have, looks like we got about 5 people watching right now, which is pretty cool. Quick. Once again, folks, sorry for the technical delays and difficulties today. So I do have an additional question here for you. If you had to give one piece of advice to any new budding artist out there, what would it be?
I'd say keep drawing. Anywhere you go, have an iPad or a pad, a notepad, sketchbook. Keep drawing. Just doodle any free time you have. Spend watching Netflix or movies. Just draw. Always draw.
Awesome. We did have a question here from Valerie. I'm wondering why Chris didn't take his mic off when he went to the bathroom. Hi from Psycho.
Well, the washroom.
Yeah, it was a little awkward, but you know,
did you guys
cool.
hear
We'll
it?
edit that out in post. No.
Well, the washroom is literally this wall right there. So.
Oh wow.
Sorry.
Okay.
Hot mic.
Yeah. So how long have you been tattooing?
I think it's been, I guess, 15 years, 14 years, something like that. Yeah. That's
You don't have it down to the hour?
No, I don't. I don't have any like 5-year, 10-year, 15-year tattoos. No. I always forgot. Where's the time go?
I've been tattooing for a whole 362 hours. I'm, you know, there are some people that are neurotic about that, and they're like, I just hit 23 years, and I'm like, I don't know, over a decade.
It's been, yeah, I don't know. I think it's 14. I don't know. I'm 33, and I got my apprenticeship when I was 19, just about to turn 20. So I guess 20 to 33. I'm 34 in March, so almost 14 years.
That's awesome. Do you have any plans to travel to the US anytime soon? If not, let me know. I will buy you a ticket.
As of late, I don't know. Travel, I think, no, not anytime soon, just with how crazy the world is. I think my flights are mostly domestic for the next year at least. I know the Saskatoon show should be going on next year, which is going to be awesome. The Winnipeg Tattoo Show, again, it's going to be awesome. Actually, James is doing his own convention next year. Yeah, so that's some
and you can plug that. Go ahead.
Yeah. I didn't get the dates from him. I know it's happening next year. It's for sure. But I want to say it's June or July. I can't remember. What's that? June 4th.
June 4th. And
June
do we have
4th.
a name of that convention?
No idea.
Okay.
No idea. Yeah, it should be a good time. A lot of cool artists. Miles, from Tech Noir. You know, Miles came. Yeah, he's gonna be doing some karaoke for us, and he's also doing the poster for the convention. So yeah, that should be really rad. Oh, I just got a text from James. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
You're good. You're good. You'll come back.
Oh, okay.
We did have one additional question from Valerie.
Yeah.
She said, "What is the best piece of advice that you've been given by any artist?"
By any artist, I would say needs more black. That's
Well, I thought that was just a principle of tattooing. I mean, when you think there's enough black, you add 30% more black.
More black. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I would say.
And if it's still not enough, you add more black after that.
Exactly.
Yeah. You can never have too much black in a tattoo, ever.
That's true.
I was taught that day one of my apprenticeship. They were like, oh, yeah, it doesn't matter what you're drawing. There's not enough black in it.
That's it.
Where's the black? If that's going to be a tattoo, where's the black? And I was like, oh.
Of that.
So do you ever go back over to the East Coast of Canada at all? Because I know I just saw that the Toronto convention's going on next year as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we might do the next show. But as far as conventions, I mean, I haven't done the Toronto tattoo show since I lived in Toronto, probably 10 years ago. Yeah, it'd be nice to do. It'd be nice to do that show. I hear the Newfoundland, the St. John's Expo is awesome. Good times. The Maritime show in Halifax is supposed to be awesome. Might check that one out. But yeah, who knows? We'll see. I mean, I usually just travel back home to see family, do a guest spot at the shop I learned at. Yeah, we'll see, I guess. I mean, flights are super cheap domestically here. So maybe I'll cash in on those, get some advanced flights and do some shows on the East Coast.
I mean, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. If you ever have hankering to come to the US, man, let me know. We've got any number of different shows that are going on at any given time of the year. I know I usually end up working Philly, which is an absolutely gigantic show. I think James said he worked at that one once or twice before. But you know, it's gigantic. It's huge, but it's almost too much. You know, like when you have 1,500 booths,
that's unreal.
It's ridiculous.
I think biggest show I worked is maybe 500 vendors. That's not even like tattooers. That's 500 vendors, maybe 400 tattooers. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely ludicrous huge. But then again, the guy that so Chris, I don't know if someone logged in as you or maybe it's another Chris Dunn, said, "Come finish my leg first." I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but
appointment.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, well, are you in the schedule?
Yeah, hit me up, Chris Dunn.
Now, how far out in advance do you usually like to book up? I know some artists are adamant that they won't schedule out more than 3 months in advance. Other ones are like, dude, I'll schedule out for the next 3 years. I don't care. You know, so where do you kind of fall in that spectrum?
2 months. 2 months is a good cushion. Yeah, 2 months I found is nice. It's an attainable schedule. It's people not messaging me or calling me for artwork too soon. But yeah, I would say 2 months is good.
Awesome. By the way, that was the Chris that said, "Come finish my leg first," said, "It's your pops."
Oh, that's my dad. Yeah, Chris Dunn, Chris Dunn Senior.
Awesome.
Right on.
I'm surprised we haven't gotten any comments from James or Anthony yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. Don't worry, they're next on the list.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
On.
I want to go through and do interviews with each of you guys. And as I had mentioned to you before, my friend Rich is supposed to be heading up there to do a guest spot in, I think, March.
Nice.
And I'm actually planning on picking up some plane tickets so I can fly up there with him, get tattooed by you, interview you guys in person, get to meet you and hang out with you. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll set up something for my back, but you know, I'd love to head up there and at least, you know, get something nice done. I'm don't have too much room left. I think I already sent you a picture, but
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, the cat.
I don't. Yep. I was gonna say, if you decide to go with something different, go for it.
No,
If you want to do a
man.
stick of butter with butterfly wings, go for it. You know, like butterfly, get it? You know, if you want to be clever with it, you can. You have that right.
Hunt it up.
You know, but yeah, I know no matter what you do, it's gonna be sick. So
nice, man.
So a couple of technical questions, like what machines are you running right now?
What machines? As of now, I'm just running one machine. It's the Cheyenne. I think it's the Soul Nova Unlimited. Yeah, it's hard to remember names, but yeah, it's just a wireless battery powered one.
And so you did make the switch, you cut the cord, you went wireless, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I love it. Yeah, I'd never go back. I mean, I have the Cheyenne Soul Terra, I think. Soul Terra, and then the Inkject Nano Elite on backup, you know, just in case I need a spare machine. But yeah, no, it's crazy. And it just fucking tattoo anywhere. It's awesome.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that have been going back and forth. Do I want to do it? Do I not want to do it?
Do it. It's awesome.
You know, some people have had issues. They're like, well, I like using my foot pedal. And I'm like,
why?
Yeah.
Hard pass.
How is that beneficial?
Yeah.
Especially if you're traveling a lot. It just makes more sense to go wireless.
That's it. Yeah. Just carry cartridges and then the little case that comes in, extra battery. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Awesome. So why don't you go ahead? You had mentioned before that you wouldn't mind giving us a quick tour of Deadly Tattoos.
Oh yeah.
Give us the grand tour, man. Show us around. Let us see what you got.
Alrighty. So we got our little stencil area back here. Little hallway, back entrance. In the main room. We got Dino tattooing.
Hey guys, how's it going out there? This is that machine Cheyenne he was talking about. It's amazing.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Hey, no worries, man.
Anthony popped in. He said, sorry, I'm late. Chris Dunn is a machine. We also had, I had comments from Christina Christie earlier saying that you were incredible at drawing and that you were awesome.
Thanks.
Very high praise from two very incredible artists.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that pretty much sums up everything, all of the questions that I wanted to ask you. If anyone has any questions and you're watching on YouTube, by all means, type away, get your questions in now. If not, forever hold your peace. I'm sure I'll be able to get you back on to do a follow-up if need be, but
yeah, for sure, man. Anytime.
Yeah, it's been a blast. You know, keep rocking out, man. Love your work. You know, and I still can't thank you enough. I bought those two originals from you, those two peony paintings, the color studies you did back in December of last year. I'm still working on getting the frames for those, but right now they're kind of sitting in like a very dark space that's, you know, completely away from any kind of daylight. So they're not going to fade or anything, because I'm doing right. Like I'm getting all the UV glass for them and stuff so that that way they don't fade. You know, because I mean, it's original artwork. So of course I want to preserve it. So
totally. Well, thanks, man. Yeah, no, I appreciate the support.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you very much for jumping in today. You know, I don't see anyone else that's made any comments or, you know, had anything to say. So guess we'll take it from here. Chris, thank you very much for jumping in and letting me interview you today. Greatly appreciate it. I'm really looking forward to getting tattooed by you. Can't wait for it. I really can't.
Get lost. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it. And thank you guys at Remix and the Tattoo. Yeah, it's been awesome.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, man. Wait, Anthony just said, come visit Chris Dunn at the Deadly Tattoo Convention in Calgary, June 4th and 5th.
June
so
4th.
It's called the Deadly Tattoo Convention in June, June 4th or 5th, 4th and 5th. 2022, of course.
That's it. I just got a text from James saying the same thing. I didn't want to be rude and look at my phone.
No, you're fine. I did have one additional person that popped in to ask another question. If you could go back in time and give yourself a piece of advice, what would it be?
Don't drink as much. Draw more.
I'm pretty sure that applies to a lot of people.
Like early 20s, Chris. Yeah. Yeah, draw more.
Good thing you can't see what's in here. I've been prepping for this interview all day, and it's not coffee.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I might need some coffee after this. Uppers and downers, that's the next logical step.
Well, you know, I thought after that was psychedelics, but.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, where can you go from there, right?
Up, down.
Yeah, sideways. Well, thank you very much, man. Greatly appreciate it. Don't be surprised. So Anthony just chimed in with another question. Where would you like to take your tattoos and experiment more of?
Ooh. I would say more figurative, more human and like more anatomy based. Yeah. Okay. We should do some art classes, some figure life drawings. Should probably line that up in the future. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, I would say that a little bit, maybe more dynamic. I don't think I draw enough dynamic tattoos, so maybe push more in that direction.
When you say dynamic, you mean more of a dynamic perspective, more of a dynamic composition, all of the above. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I would say mess around with a little bit with better angles. Yeah, lighting, composition, etc.
Okay. Awesome. Well, let's give it another minute and we'll see if anyone else has any other additional questions. I don't know if anyone will, but I am keeping my eye out for it. If you could illustrate a book, what would it be about?
Who's that from?
Faith Wynn. down in Florida.
If I could illustrate a book, what would it be? Oh man, I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't read books. I draw. Like just like a
Picture books.
yeah. I don't
You know.
know. Honestly, that's a tough one. Yeah, I don't have a good answer for that.
Yeah, well, fair enough. We don't always have all the answers. But yeah, once again, thank you very much for joining us today. Greatly appreciated. Be on the lookout, everyone that's watching, for a part 2 and part 3 from as I individually go through and interview everyone up there at Deadly Tattoos. Anthony, you're on my list, bud. Watch your DMs. I'm gonna send you a message. We'll set this up. So thank you very much.
Not a problem, man. Thank you
Take
for having
care.
me.
You're very, very welcome. Take care. I'll be in touch and have a wonderful night.
You as well. Cheers, Jason.